Hi everyone, and welcome to my Self-Sufficient Flutist on Patreon. My name is Hadar Noiberg. I'm a flutist, composer, arranger, producer, and educator. I have a big passion for the flute. My journey with the Self-Sufficient Flutist started some years ago when I was traveling around the world teaching, performing, and I wanted to create a united community of flutists. I wanted to create a different kind of flute studies and a different kind of flute community, different to the one that I had when I grew up playing. Originally, I played classical music, but always wanted to improvise and be free, and I felt like I didn't belong to any scene. At some point I started teaching groups and flute players and talking about the flute not only as something that belongs to a genre, it's more about the fundamentals of music. It's about the melody, it's about the harmony, it's about the rhythm, it's about the groove that ties everything together. And to be able to practice all of these on the flute is very different than what usually is being taught in the flute world. And I miss talking more about how you can play freely, how you can develop your creativity, how you can improvise, how you can make sure that you understand harmony and rhythm in a deeper way while practicing the flute. And on the other hand, in jazz studies, I was missing more information about how to play the flute. How is this actually working? Some years ago, I met Keith Underwood, a great friend and a mentor, and I started getting deeper into understanding the physiology behind playing flute. There's so many things we think we know but are not completely accurate about how we breathe, where our support actually originates from. How do I voice the notes into the flute? How do I use articulation in a very easy way? Where is the placement of my tongue and what's the relationship to the soft palate? There's so much to know, but at the end of the day, if you know more about it, playing the flute becomes simple. Whether you play the alto flute, a very old antique wooden flute, or the bass flute. And so the more I was teaching and meeting people online and on my tours, I felt like there's something there that needs to be explored. And so I started posting more and more content on social media, explaining my philosophy and sharing a lot of content about my journey, about mindful practice, about all of these techniques that I've been working on, about the self-sufficient flutist method, and the connection between melody, harmony, and rhythm. How can I create a community of flutists that will study and enrich each other's lives in a very free, non-judgmental, very accepting and supporting environment? A community that I never had growing up. That's my dream. That's why I'm here on Patreon. I want to take everything I do to the next level and offer lessons, PDFs, ideas, and I want to offer something deeper than a minute and a half reel. And I want this to be a place where you could choose how involved you want to be. And you can meet other flute players that are there to support your journey, not to compete with you. In my Patreon page, I'm going to offer several tiers. The first tier, Flute Supporter, it's going to offer you a deeper look on the content that I post online. It's going to offer PDFs. You also get a monthly tip that might help you and spark your creativity when you practice. The second tier, Flute Explorer, is going to offer everything on the first tier, plus a monthly recorded lesson. The lessons will be on a variety of topics: sound, technique, how to practice, how I stay creative, how not to burn out, how to just take things out of what you actually practice and make them into exercises, how you can do things efficiently, where does our breath actually come from, how can you voice notes inside your flute and play effortlessly in all dynamics and ranges that you want on the instrument, how I cross genre and play various styles from classical music to jazz to Brazilian choro to Cuban music and to many others, and how you can do it as well. All of these topics and so much more are going to be in these lessons. You're also going to get a monthly exercise that you can work on. The next year, the Flute Practitioner is going to offer you all of this, plus a video explaining the monthly exercise, helping you to go deeper and understand how you can take from this into everything you're playing and practicing. This would be a big one. Also, you could email me with a question once a month and get a tailored response from me to you. The next tier is the Self-Sufficient Flutist tier, and that means that you get access to all of my Self-Sufficient Flutist classes as an auditor. These happen every month and a half. You'll also get access to the Advanced Self-Sufficient Flutist group chat, where we can talk about various topics. We can go really deep about flute studies, about teaching, about how to practice, and everything else that's on your mind as a flutist who's ready to be self-sufficient. The next tier is Flute Performer. This will allow you access to be a performer on my Self-Sufficient Flutist class every other class and work with me in class. Plus, you'll get to ask me something and get a response on video. The next tier is called Flute Collector. You'll have access to everything in the other tiers, plus a very special monthly video about my antique flute collection, my gear, my effect, and everything else that I use to create the music that I create in a way that no one has seen before. These are exclusive videos coming to you every month. The last tier is called Flute Mastery. You'll get everything that's in the other tiers, plus a private lesson with me on Zoom once a month. I can't wait to start this new chapter of creativity and growth with you, and welcome to our community.